Hey YouTube, here we are on our 4th episode of Witching Hour Wednesdays. I am Haley.
I'm Becca.
Cool.
This is Becca's boyfriend Cole that is joining us here today as our guest member. And so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into our ghost stories for the day. Who's going first?
I will, because he's shaking his head no, and I don't want to keep the trend going. So the one that I came up with for today was my first apartment. I was living there in 2013, beginning of 2014. I didn't realize that this place was haunted until I'd been there maybe 5-6 months, and really picky about unplugging everything. If you're not using it, unplug it, type of thing. So the way my apartment was set up, the living room was here, bedroom goes around a corner and off this way. So even if there's a light on, like on the TV, you couldn't see it. Laying in bed, it's probably like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, there's a blue light from my living room. The blinds were shut. Nothing was on. And then you hear cabinets, just like the thunk as they're shutting. I had no pets in my apartment. I hadn't gotten my cats yet, so already knew it wasn't that, but the blue lights would trip me out, because there's nothing in there that would have done a blue light. There's a little bar on my TV, but that's not bright enough to do it. The next morning, I actually woke up with a bruise about the size of a quarter on my leg. No idea where it came from. Actually named the ghost, because I didn't know what else to call him. We called him Judas. I don't know why, but it was just kind of what we came up with. Kind of think he followed me to my new one, but I'm really hoping not. Because, nothing weird's happened yet, but I still wake up with random ass bruises that I still can't explain.
So it sounds like we're going to have to do an investigation at both our apartments.
Yeah, a little bit of EVP session. Because he's not nice. I already know that for a fact. No matter what, he's not nice.
About that.
Yeah, that was fun. Alright.
Is it my turn?
Yes, we will let the guest go next.
My old neighbor Tom, before he died, he had a stroke, and he was sent to the hospital for a couple of weeks. He came back, and he ended up dying in his bed. His breath gave out, and he died in the middle of the night. A couple weeks after he died, he appeared to me in front of me, like in my room one night, and it creeped me the hell out, because it was more like I got sent into like a dream where I was like a little kid again, playing checkers with him in front of his yard, and talking to him for like an hour, and the next thing I know, I'm waking up and he's gone.
That's creepy shit.
And I know he had no reflection either. That shit creeped me out.
Vampire status.
Right?
No reflection in the mirror.
Came back as a freaking vampire. Heck no. Nuh-uh.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, still. Kind of adds to the creepy, though.
I don't know, a 90-year-old vampire? Okay.
Hey, there's been worse.
It's not ideal, but
Hey,
being a vampire would still be pretty fucking cool.
shit happens.
Okay, my turn. Alright, so my family home where my mom and my grandpa live is in Tucson, Arizona, and it's about an acre of property, and the house is all the way at the back, and then as you come up there's a pond in the middle, and then all the way out to like the gate, and then across the street there's the neighbor's house, which is like the same kind of setup. But out in the front corner of the yard was my oldest brother who had passed away. His trailer that he used to live in while he lived on the property was over in that area in the corner, and me and my friends would hang out in there a lot, and just, because it was a big empty trailer, my mom's in hers, my grandpa's in his, and then we kind of had our own place to hang out. My friend Cynthia had gone to Tucson with me on like a school break or something during high school, and we were in the trailer, and as we're coming down the stairs out of the trailer, like right by the front yard fence, the neighbor's house across the street, no one lived there at the time. It had been shut down because they were like hoarders from hell and their yard looked like the dump. And so they got they got kicked out, but all their stuff was still there. So it was a mess. No one wanted to buy the place, and nobody lived there. And we literally again, back to my whole being spirit sensitive thing is where this comes in, because when we walked down the stairs out of the trailer, Cynthia was standing facing that way towards that house, and I was standing this way, facing up to my house, so it was behind me, and I just got this feeling while she was talking to me, and I just turned around and looked, and it was almost like from a movie or a dream, it was in slow motion almost, but there was this little girl. I want to peg her around 4 or 5, maybe 4 seemed more appropriate, but she was running in a circle in the yard, just playing skipping kind of, but and she was in this really white ruffly dress with the poofy sleeves and all that stuff, and then her blonde hair with 2 pigtails like this, just coming out of the side, classic little girl look, and she was just playing at first, and I was watching her, like I said, it was slow motion, like a dream, and then I turned back around to my friend Cynthia, and because she was facing that way and she continued the conversation, I knew that she didn't see it because she's looking right at her, and I turned around again, and I shit you not, little Miss Ring Around the Roses was standing completely dead still, just staring at me, like nothing there, just standing staring right at me, and it wasn't necessarily a mean glare, but it was just blank expression. I kind of got the feeling she I don't know what I felt in the moment, but she didn't look like she wanted to kill me. But yeah, and so and then she was gone when I looked back again, and then we walked back up to my house, and then I went back to Phoenix with my dad where I was living, and I was working at Turf Paradise, the horse race track over here on 19th and Bell, and I'm sitting in the admissions booth where I worked. This was over a year later, so it was a long time since this had happened, and I'm sitting there in the booth, and over to the side there's the grass area with all the trees where the kids would be running around and stuff, and they're climbing up in the trees like they're not supposed to freaking do, no matter how many times you tell them to get down, little monkeys will do what little monkeys do. The tree. But, yeah, so I'm looking over there, getting so frustrated because they're still climbing up this tree, and then I look over again, and oh no, my heart just dropped, because she looked exactly the same. She was standing next to one of the trees, again with that blank stare, just looking right at me, and and it was exactly the same, I remembered her perfectly. That's why she stood out to me. And then all the little kids are running around in the trees playing with her, but they were all running right around her. Not one of them looked at her like she wasn't even there. So again, I knew that no one else saw her. She was just standing there by the tree, maybe about 30 to 50 feet away from me, but just staring right at me, and I was just okay. And then I looked up again, and she was gone. So for some reason, over a year later, she followed me all the way from Tucson to Phoenix, and that was about 3 years ago since I worked there, and I haven't seen her again since, but she did follow me that one time and then reappear.
Jeez, it's The Shining kind of thing. Come
Right?
play with us. No. It's one of those things you gotta wonder though if it's part of the history of where she was, if it was.
My mom told me, always tells me to talk to her, but again, I haven't seen her again since then, but she said she might need something from you or need help, and I'm and I understand that, usually I'm all for that, but I'm not about the look that she was giving me, so I'm you can stay over there.
Oh. No.
So, yeah, so that was pretty creepy. But, yeah. So, those are our ghost stories for this week, and I think we are done until next time, so we will go ahead and say goodbye for now. Bye.
Later.